Alright, hello, greetings, and welcome in, everyone. We are here. It is Tuesday, historically the quietest night on stream. Welcome in. My name is Harriet Citadel, avian alien sentinel VTuber, perpetrator of creative chaos, general maker of things, and tonight we are going to be working on reference sheets. Yay! Huzzah, huzzah. I am not sure if chat is functional. 1 second, let me just make sure, because I am not seeing a thing. Paste. Okay, it's functional. Yay! I wasn't sure, but it works. I wasn't sure, but it works. Yay! Hello, Citrino! Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you! Happy Tuesday. I hope you've been treating me kindly. So today we are going to be starting the reference sheet for Apollyon Live, and that is, it's maybe going to take a little bit of time, but depending on how it goes, we might actually finish it in one sitting. Not 100% sure, but we're going to see how far we can get. I'm going to try to not animate today, just to give my brain a little bit of a break from that. That's the goal, that's the goal. As always, this is a general productivity stream, so if you've got other stuff that you are busy working on, and you've got tasks that you need to plow through, I encourage you to work on that while we are going. I'm not going to force anyone to be participatory. I don't think that's a word, but anyway, you know what I mean. I don't expect anyone to be active in chat all the time. As fun as it is, I don't expect that of anyone. You don't need to excuse yourself. If you're lurking, you're more than welcome to stay lurking. And if you're in the VOD squad, I appreciate you too. And I acknowledge your existence because it does make me happy to know that there are some people who just kind of have me in the background, even if it's not live. So, yay, thank you, I appreciate it. Some of you guys might remember that sometime last week, I said I was gonna try out Super Chat this week. And that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Reason being, I tried several times to set up my model for it, and it kept on breaking. So what needs to happen is that I need to do some tweaks to my model to get it to actually go through, because it does not like having multiple pages of texture atlas for the not safe for work checks, because not safe for work models are not allowed on the platform, obviously. And yeah, my model kept breaking because I had 3 pages that were not exactly the most efficiently laid out, so I've got to do some updates, and it gives me a good excuse to fix the shinies on my wings and also the shape of my brow raise center, my brow raise inner parameter, because I look worried every time I raise my eyebrows, and that's totally not what my face is doing IRL. So I'm going to fix that, and it's also going to give me an opportunity to include the smear parameter, which is going to be affecting the brows as well. So I'm going to be putting all of that in at some point. Probably during the hours between my first and second sleeps over the next couple of days. I've started fixing the shinies on the wings earlier today. But yeah. Oh no, poor model. Yeah. It's fine. Actually, it needed some love and attention anyway, so yes, the texture atlas going into 1 page is absolutely ginormous, but it gives me an opportunity to make things a little bit more efficient, so maybe it's not the worst thing on the face of the planet. But yeah, that is what is happening in the realm of this little bird over here this day. Yeah. So with all of that said, we should probably dive right in. There we go. I need to not have my cursor in chapter. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So, I think the first things that we need to do, we've set up a new canvas, so first things first, we need to hit the save as button before we even do anything else, and go 2025-06, today is the 17th, character, Apollyon, live reference sheet. Okay, save. Alright, file name in place, Qlio. Now, first things first, we come over here, add a symmetry ruler, because we have the brief on the reference sheet is to be an A pose, and whatchamacallit, bracing forward, single figure. So we've got one basic reference sheet appearance, and then after that we are going to be adding in a bunch of side sketches to get other information in place. So let me start by just making sure that I've got my reference over here for what I'm referencing. And let's start by calling this one the sketch. Okay, and let's grab a decent brush for the job. Start by building in a body base here. And have I got this on keep aspect ratio? There we go. And I just want to measure, we said that this was going to be a 9-head proportion, so let's just make sure that we've got that. And clear. And clear. Duplicate. That's 4. Duplicate, that's 8. Duplicate. Okay, now grab the view. Just want to make sure that I've got my proportions in place here. Almost there. My instincts weren't that far. My instincts weren't that far. Okay. Uncheck the aspect ratio, collapse this just a little bit, okay. Heritage Island, I cannot count! I had my first class today and I couldn't count by 5. Oh no. Oh no. You know what, to be fair, sometimes counting is just too much effort. I just want to make sure. Wait. Lines are in the wrong place. Hip bone to bottom of knee. That should be the same there. Okay. Everything is in the right place. She was like, count 65 pills and do it by 5s with a spatula. Oh no. Oh no. I can... Oh, I can understand that pain. I can understand that pain. When you have to deal with numbers with an audience, it's always horrible. Ah, boy, and I've got Chaos Cat on my desk. Hold on, 1 second. Before he decides to knock something over. Ooh, okay, he is out, and safely, where he can't destroy anything. I'll never remember, but it is, just need to check. Yeah, inner ankle bone is higher than outer ankle bone. I wasn't completely easy. I just could not remember that for a split second at all. I always forget that one little detail, is that inner is lower than outer on the ankles. Okay, now, we've got arms, which are relatively thin. There we go. We are nearly there. Okay, so I think that is pretty much almost there with our mannequin. There we go. Just getting... Wait, the arms are just a little bit too long here. Just a little bit too long. Because when you pivot from the shoulder, the wrist needs to be approximately groin height. So that's a bit better proportionally. And elbow. No, undo. I did not want to crop that. Elbow needs to be approximately navel height. So select, reselect. Pivot. Just make sure that I've got everything in the right place. Yes, I do. Okay. Deselect. Okay. Now let me just get my facial proportions in place. I'm just checking here. Top of the eyes are basically halfway. Nice, thank you. Okay. And we've got another set of code. That was so well. It's fine. Hairline is going to be approximately like that. Okay. No. Undo, undo. That, the crop button and the deselect button are right next to each other. Is like when duplicate and delete are right next to each other. It is one of my most massive UI pet peeves. Okay. Okay, and that is a hydrate. So everyone apply your nearest safe consumption beverage, and let's take a sip. it is going to be less than 2 hydrates before I am going to need to stand up and refill my bottle because it's already down to the last, if I had to guesstimate, 200 milliliters in my 700 milliliter bottle. Eesh. Whoopsie. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull everything down a smidge. There we go. So that we've got space for our halo as well, which has got a fair amount of elevation, maybe not that much. I just want to check over here. I want to go to file open. I want to go to my first iterations page as well and just have that open because I want to just doubly check. I believe he said shape 3? Yeah, shape 3. Okay, now how does that translate? I'm just going to use this same mannequin for multiple purposes here quickly. I think I'll give my brain a rest and just watch you draw and enjoy the process. Aww. Enjoy. I think sometimes just idling can be healthy. I say that as someone who never makes time to do it myself. Even when I'm not streaming, I'm usually busy with stuff, so it's like I very, very, very seldom give myself a chance to just vegetate. Don't take my example. But I'm glad you enjoyed. Okay, so I can hide, that is my proportions. Okay, reduce there, and we're gonna go add this one we're going to call base. Okay, I get that though, you have a lot going on, but as I do, but I can wait a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. If you can take a moment to breathe, that's usually helpful. Jaden, hello, welcome in. Okay. So I want to use a opaque inking brush, not the same brush that I used for the sketches, because I want this to be a little bit more crisp. And what I want to do is I want to just grab these and I want to go here and make sure that I've put my aspect ratio, make this as big as I can fit it on the page. There we go. There we go. give as much resolution to the artists who are going to be using this thing as possible. Now, we start the thinking process. Now, I'm not 100% sure about what I'm thinking. Is this supposed to be stroke? Brush tip, ink. Where is my brush size? Minimum value 20. Okay, that's why. Okay. I'm gonna just leave it as is and just erase corners. That's good. There we go. Now let me just go back to my iterations over here. I just want to see exactly what I did in terms of the iPhone. Like that. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I got that right. Actually, what I want to do here, I'm going to change my mind. Duplicate subtool, inks 2, okay. Move this up in my panel. Okay, settings, brush size, minimum value 0. Save as default. Okay. This should be a little bit pointier at the tips. There we go. Useful for when one needs a little bit more control of fine edges. Here we go. will do the trick, yes. Now, the V of the t-shirt comes down just beneath the collarbones. There we go. And I'm going to actually add the jacket as a separate layer. I think just for the sake of my own sanity. Or. Yeah, for the sake of my own sanity, I think. Or will I? No, I'm not. I can go back to other inking brush. Okay, and I will add this fur. Let me think very carefully. I had it with a single direction on the flow of the fur grain, and I'm going to keep that because it's going to look more right if the fur is all flowing in the same direction than if it's got this weird split in the middle that people are going to need to account for. So I'm going to add the fur in a different way. Okay, there we go. Now this is going to go down to just below the crotch line, so that's going to be basically straight down like that. And now what I want to see is I should have if my brushes have not reset themselves a bazillion and 3 times over, I should have a full chain. I haven't got a off the chain. So let me go back to my assets, because why? I thought I had something, but I didn't. Okay, so zip. I'm gonna use... Wait, is this one just a silhouette? It's just a silhouette, but it's got a gap. It's just got a gap. Wait, will I be able to adjust the gap on that?